Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to the 2025 Department of the Navy Honorable Sean J. Stackley Acquisition Excellence Award Ceremony. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Navy Ceremonial Guard, followed by the singing of our national anthem by musician first class Sally Ziesing. Okay, false alarm, sorry. Please be seated. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the 2025 Department of the Navy Honorable Sean J. Stackley Acquisition Excellence Award ceremony. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Navy Ceremonial Guard, followed by the singing of our national anthem by musician first class Sally Ziesing. Color Guard, advance the colors. Colors, hope, color, freeze, orange.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color, shoulder, orange. Retire the colors. Colors, ready, stop. Please be seated. Mr. Potter, Honorable Mr. Stackley, distinguished guests, and most importantly, today's awardees. I am Commander Howard Milligan, and I'll be your Master of Ceremony for today's event. It is with great pride and profound respect that we gather today to recognize and celebrate all of our awardees and their accomplishments amongst a highly competitive group of acquisition workforce members. It is with privilege today we have with us the Honorable Mr. Sean Stackley, in whose honor these awards were named. Throughout his illustrious career, Mr. Stackley has embodied the values of excellence, integrity, unwavering commitment to service. His leadership and vision have left an indelible mark on our nation's defense and acquisition communities, making him a model for all who strive to advance the mission of national security. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Mr. Sean J. Stackley.
Well, thank you and good afternoon. I'm at once humbled and honored to join you today. And Jason, I can't thank you enough for the opportunity to speak before this group here. Now, I hold tenaciously to a theory that productivity and common sense increase the further you are outside of the Washington Beltway. So I decided to measure your distance from DC. So for those of you from NavAir and MarCorps Syscom, you're about 1,000 miles outside the Beltway. Mechanicsburg, Dahlgren, 2,000 miles. And for those of you from Port Hueneme and Corona, you're 1,000,000 miles away. So we have great expectations, and you've met those expectations. Now, for those of you from the Naval Sea Systems Command, sadly, you're at ground zero. But the fact that you were able to overcome all those obstacles that come with working inside the Beltway says a great deal about your dogged persistence to get your job done. So there's a tremendous collection here today, assembly of engineers, program managers, logisticians that we're going to recognize. And in preparation for the ceremony, I studied your achievements. Inspiring, daunting, all the stuff that's expected when you're the most powerful Navy in the world and when somebody is coming after you. Now, in his most recent editorial, former Secretary of the Navy, Secretary John Lehman, he described that the Navy has to be everywhere at once. I would add to that, the Navy and Marine Corps have to be everywhere at once. And throughout our lifetimes, from the Baltic to the Mediterranean, to the Red Sea, from the Straits of Hormuz, to the Straits of Malacca, to the Straits of Taiwan, from the Caribbean Sea to the Arctic Ocean. In response to global crises, the Navy has maintained about 100 ships underway every day, conducting missions ranging from peacetime presence to deterrence, to missile defense, to counter-drug operations, to disaster relief, to wartime operations. Yes, Mr. Lehman, the Navy and Marine Corps, they have to be everywhere at once. Now, our ability to conduct such global operations is testimony to both the achievements of our naval engineers and program managers and logisticians, and two, to the skills of our naval forces on the front line every day. In my time, whether working in a program office or with the warfare centers and systems commands, I learned much about the giants who built our Navy and earned reputations for solving some of the most perplexing problems of their time, and in doing so, laid technical superiority as the cornerstone to all our future national security strategies. Be it a ship or aircraft or assault vehicle, you are designing and building a system that has to survive the great punishment of the sea. And equally important, the great punishment that war at sea may bring upon her and her crew. 2, you're designing the ability to inflict such punishment upon another because that's what is required to command the seas, the air above, and the land wherever the waters may reach. The challenges that come with the design and engineering, call it the acquisition, of any major project, much less one that promises to take a giant step forward in man's march of technology, it can be daunting, physically as well as mentally demanding. But those challenges and all the hard work and endurance that goes with meeting them are well matched by the gratification that comes with their achievement. And that's today. Today's recognition is such gratification. Now, a decade ago, while Mr. Potter, Secretary Potter, was working on the Senate Armed Services Committee, his boss, Senator McCain, my sometimes mentor and sometimes tormentor, reached out to defense and industry leadership to advise on the next round of acquisition reform. And in my response, I argued that we don't need more legislation. We don't need more process. God forbid we don't need more reform. What we need is we need more good people. Good people. We'll call them acquisition professionals. They know what is needed to be done to deliver these complex weapons that we put in the hands of our sailors and Marines. And they know how to slice through the bureaucracy in order to get it done. So this is the right occasion to highlight 3 such who shaped the world we live in. First is a young commander by the name of Deke Parsons, who before the war, the Second World War, was working at the Naval Research Laboratory and found himself tinkering with the technology that later on would be the radar. Now, unfortunately, his warfare sponsor at Navy headquarters told him, it's not in your budget, put it aside. So he put it aside, and a few years later, when the Brits brought the radar technology to America, he was working on a new problem. Our anti-aircraft gunnery was over. We could not hit an aircraft under any circumstance. So he came up with the concept of packaging this radar technology in the nose cone of a gun round. And more, he took a couple pallets of those with him out in the Pacific looking for Japanese aircraft to prove their worthiness. A 10-fold increase in terms of the effectiveness of our anti-aircraft capability, and AAW, anti-aircraft warfare, was born. Now, he went on to be the weapons engineer for the Manhattan Project. He took that same technology and packaged it inside of a weapon that could be safely carried in the bomb bay of a B-29 and safely released. And then at war's end, he was the commander of the Bureau of Warfare, Weapons Systems at the time. Commander Deke Parsons, Admiral Deke Parsons. Meanwhile, a young enlisted man from Kansas by the name of Wayne Meyer was going to sea. Wayne Meyer would grow up after the war to become a systems engineer and follow in Deke Parsons' footsteps. And when the number one challenge for the Navy during his time was not anti-aircraft, but knocking out the cruise missile, Wayne Meyer was assigned to lead the Advanced Surface Missile Systems program, and for an amazing 15 years, put together the Aegis weapon system and led the design, development, construction, and delivery of the Ticonderoga class and the design of today's Arleigh Burke. Wayne Meyer was a mountain. Now, when he was retiring, a young radar engineer by the name of Paul Mann was learning everything he could from his mentor, Wayne Meyer. And Paul Mann went on to be a noted radar engineer in the Aegis program. But when the number one threat to our national security, our sailors and Marines and soldiers, was not the aircraft or the cruise missile, but the improvised explosive device in Iraq and Afghanistan, Paul Mann made himself a program manager at MARCOR Syscom. And Paul Mann brought the mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle, which was the most important program in the Department of Defense, forward and went from building 0 to building 12,000 a year by bringing all of America to the war. Deke Parsons, Wayne Meyer, Paul Mann, handing off the baton from one to the next, and bringing all of America's genius and capability to the fight to protect our sailors and Marines, to win the fight, and to bring them home safely. So what do they have in common? They knew their stuff. They were the best at what they did. They were persistent. When they got knocked down, which they often did, they dusted off and got back up. They had the ability to manage through adversity. They took risks and managed them. They understood that discovery and invention had its own schedule, but they pressed with urgency because they lived in a time of war when lives weighed in the balance. They had big problems, so they put together big teams to solve them: technical, financial, contracts, legal, sponsors, Congress, industry. They understood that when solving a complex problem, you first have to solve the technical. They fostered collaboration, but they led fearlessly, they led ferociously. They were a mountain of integrity, and they persisted until they succeeded, which is my continued wish for you, each of you. Because somewhere in this audience is the next Deke Parsons, the next Wayne Meyer, the next Paul Mann. So press with urgency. Persist until you succeed, because lives, they truly weigh in the balance. So Jason, thank you for the opportunity to join this group. I'm glad to have the opportunity to meet you. I've enjoyed reading about your awards, and I look forward to hearing further about them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stackley. We are honored to have with us our host for today's event, Mr. Jason Potter, performing the duties of Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Research, Development, and Acquisition. Mr. Potter has been serving as ASN RDA since July of 2025. Prior to taking on the job as the Navy's lead acquisition executive, he served for 10 years on Capitol Hill, providing oversight for shipbuilding, defense acquisition, and research and development. He is a retired Naval Surface Warfare officer and a devoted husband with 3 young children. And I quote, recently claiming the Best Dad Award for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jason Potter.
Okay, thank you very much, Commander, and it's great to be here. I'll be at 15 minutes late. I apologize, so I will take the time back here. Secretary Stackley, thank you for being with us, sir. And Tom Rivers, we farewelled him at the Navy Yard a few months ago. Great to have you back with us and to do it in this environment and be able to recognize you again. To everyone, welcome to the Pentagon. Hope, for you who are here for the first time, you have some time to look around in the hallways. It's a museum, and obviously many of our great Navy acquisition professionals and legends are here and can share some fellowship after this ceremony outside in the hallway. To Renee King and the DADM team and the other folks that help us put this together, thank you. These are great ceremonies every year, and appreciate the hard work that it takes to, do the award selection, the process that we go through, the panels, and then to bring it all together in this ceremony that is so well done. So thank you to everybody behind the scenes. And today is really about, it's obviously recognizing acquisition excellence, and getting to hand out awards is always a great Navy and Marine Corps day. In this building, when you can get pulled into a meeting at any moment by people that outrank you, it's nice to have a moment to really spend time together and recognize the accomplishments of the last year. And 2025, as you all know, is not just any year for the Department of War, Department of the Navy. We started out in a government continuing resolution, the first year-long CR that the Department of Defense has ever been in. In the middle of it, we had one big beautiful bill that introduced billions of dollars of a different color, known as mandatory funding, if you're not familiar with how this place works. So our budget got split into two parts, in a slightly different way than how we asked for it, and we've spent the rest of the year trying to reconcile, what money goes where and how to make our programs work. And then we dropped the longest government shutdown in history on top of the workforce in October. So it's been a tough year. And despite it all, the professionalism of our acquisition workforce has shown through, and we're going to recognize the best of the best today that have shown up to work, put in the work. Sometimes when your team's furloughed, you're unable to get the resources that are tight in any environment. In 2025, it was even tougher. So I'm particularly honored to be here. The Secretary of the Navy sends his regards and his congratulations to our award winners and the nominees, because we know how hard it is, and every day to put in the work, and we're doing our best to carry the baton forward from this level. So without further ado, I think we'll just proceed with the awards. We'll get right to it. And again, I apologize for being late, and look forward to recognizing our winners today. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Potter. Now for our first award, the Dr. Al Somaroff Acquisition Award. This award recognizes a program office or team for outstanding acquisition achievement in the accomplishment of its mission. This year's recipient is PMA 276, H-1 Light Attack Helicopters Program Team. During the award period, PMA 276 has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to achieving excellence in acquisition management, research management, personnel development, while proactively delivering innovative solutions for maintenance training to fleet maintainers. These efforts have led to significant improvements in overall functionality and readiness. Through their dedication to process improvement, PMA 276 has achieved exceptional acquisition success over the past year. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Ms. Sharon Mimi Shaw. Congratulations. Next is the Field Activity Acquisition Award. This award recognizes a field-level command for outstanding acquisition achievement that brings supplies and services to the customer. This year's recipient is the Enterprise Staging and Delivery Team from the Naval Information Warfare Center Atlantic. The Naval Information Warfare Center Atlantic Enterprise Staging and Delivery Team from Norfolk, Virginia, delivered and received 90,000 assets, imaged over 85,000 end-user devices, and redistributed over 96,000 assets. They processed over 100 non-conformance events and warranty claims before assets reached the warfighter. Their contributions enhance efficiency and strengthen capabilities for the Fleet Marine Force and supporting establishment. These achievements reflect great credit upon them and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Dr. Torwan Mitchell. Congratulations. Next is the Ron Kiss Maritime Technology Transition Award. This award recognizes an individual or team for outstanding achievement as a result of successfully transitioning a technology into a program of record or into operational use. This year's recipient is the Digital Solutions Branch, and they will be joining us virtually. The Digital Solutions Branch Warfighter Support Division Marine Corps Tactical Systems Support Activity developed the reconnaissance, counter-reconnaissance, and Marine Corps Civil Information Management System plugins for the Android Tactical Assault Kit software. These software solutions advance Marine Corps' ability to conduct maritime awareness and civil military information collection operations. As a government off-the-shelf solutions, these software capabilities are provided to the force at no cost, allowing immediate adoption at scale. These capabilities continue to expand the range of data made available within the tactical assault kits. Congratulations, the Digital Solutions Branch team. They're joining us virtually today. Next is the International Partnership Acquisition Award. This award recognizes a civilian or military individual acquisition coded in any functional area or acquisition team for outstanding achievement in creating international security cooperation relationships as a part of a program's development or acquisition strategy. This year's recipient is the Japanese Auxiliary Oceanographic Surveillance Team. In recognition of PMS 485 Maritime Surveillance System Program Office for their outstanding performance in creating, fostering, and strengthening international partnership with Japan. The program office provides maritime surveillance and data transport capabilities in support of the Navy's undersea dominance vision and sponsors research and development to support next generation capabilities while sustaining and improving current capabilities. Specifically, the Surveillance Towed Array Sensor System, or SORTAS, is a critical enabler in the Navy's theater undersea warfare kill chain and provides exquisite cueing for operational commanders and tactical platforms. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Ms. Anna Kukowski. Congratulations. Next is the Contracting Excellence Acquisition Team of the Year Award. This award recognizes a team whose outstanding achievement brings increased competition in contracting with superior accomplishment to include enhanced competition amongst large or small businesses, resulting in the best product or service to the customer. This year's recipient is the Fleet Replenishment Oiler and Amphibious Multi-Ship Procurement Team. The Fleet Replenishment Oiler Team and Amphibious MSP Team, for exceptional commitment to the Navy's values and goal, developed and negotiated 2 long-term contract awards. By awarding a $6.7 billion block buy for 8 John Lewis class fleet oilers and an innovative $9.5 billion amphibious multi-ship contract that consolidated 3 LPDs and 1 LHA. The team achieved a savings of $1.392 billion. Congratulations on a job well done. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Mr. Robert Gertstein. Congratulations. Next is the Competition Excellence Acquisition Team of the Year. This award recognizes a team whose outstanding achievement brings increased competition in contracting with superior accomplishment to include enhanced competition amongst large or small businesses, resulting in the best product or service to the customer. This year's recipient is PA8 Depot Team. The PA8 Depot Team's leadership and strategic industrial base provided competitive focus while conducting simultaneous and separate airframe and engine open competition source selections to establish a 5-year P8A airframe and engine depot level maintenance, repair, and overhaul, requirements that culminated in 4 multi-award contracts. During each of the competitions, the team demonstrated a keen understanding of the United States commercial aviation industrial base, implementing a comprehensive competitive acquisition strategy that sought to leverage existing resources, maximizing vendor participation, and optimizing Navy fiscal and aircraft induction planning. The team ultimately saved $53.3 million of critical operation and maintenance costs. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Miss Melissa Ford. Congratulations. Next is the Innovation Excellence Acquisition Team of the Year Award. This award recognizes a team whose outstanding achievement brings added efficiency to the organization and increased effectiveness to the customer or those activities and commands that have strengthened the capabilities of the Navy industrial base and employed strategies that promote domestic availability of components critical to the Department of the Navy and the customer. This year's recipient is the Enterprise Logistics Support Team. The Enterprise Logistics Support Team, Logistics Integrated Information Solution Team, Marine Corps Systems Command, performed remarkably supporting the Marine Corps Logistics Information Technology Portfolio Objective, conducting a cloud optimization initiative for logistics data services that led to a 26% cost reduction with a $3.4 million savings across 5 years. The team's dedicated efforts advance strategic data-related capabilities while simultaneously reducing systems to achieve the Department of the Navy's Cattle Drive initiative. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Mr. Sean Sweeney. Congratulations. Next is the Bend the Curve Award. This award recognizes the outstanding achievement in strengthening fleet capability and capacity by changing the conditions of a problem to improve its outcome. Utilization of methods such as model-based systems engineering, digital design through manufacturing, open architecture, additive manufacturing, or preventative maintenance. This year's recipient is the Red Sea Cell Team. NAVSEA's Program Executive Office Integrated Warfare Systems PEO established the Red Sea Cell Team to address critical deficiencies in data analysis and exploitation exposed during real-world engagement with Houthi forces in the Red Sea. The RSC focused on three key areas: accelerating the development of more effective systems and tactics through data-driven insights, improving the speed and efficiency of data analysis through streamlined workflows, centralized repositories, and automated visualization tools, reducing costs by leveraging scalable solutions like AI, ML, and replicating successful processes across the Navy. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Captain Andrew Rivas. Congratulations. Next is the Sarkis Tartesian Award. This award recognizes a civilian or military individual acquisition coded in any functional area or acquisition team which exemplifies the highest example of small business acquisition excellence. They epitomize a culture that leverages small businesses as a strategic advantage and creates a culture of small business inclusiveness throughout the command using innovative approaches or demonstrated perseverance in overcoming unusual conditions. This year's recipient is PMA 260 Common Aviation Support Equipment Program Team. The PMA 260 Aviation Support Equipment Program Office is an exceptional advocate for small businesses whose leadership is a strong supporter of outreach efforts that remove barriers for small businesses, participation, and promote the use of competition among small businesses and small business set-aside. PMA 260 has extensively utilized numerous small businesses to satisfy a wide range of Naval and Marine Corps requirements. Accepting the award on behalf of the team is Ms. Suzanne Cannon. Congratulations. Next is the Art Diaz Memorial Award. This award recognizes a Naval Acquisition Development Program individual displaying the qualities that Mr. Art Diaz exemplified in his career, measured by the 22 attributes highlighted in the congressional record. This year's recipient is Ms. Kayla Padon. Ms. Padon, a mechanical engineer at NAVC Logistics Center, consistently exceeded expectations through impactful contribution, technical expertise, and unwavering commitment to teamwork. Her achievements demonstrate exceptional leadership potential and a dedication to continuous improvement, making her a highly deserving candidate for the NADEP Art Diaz Award. Congratulations. And for the very first time this year, we'll be awarding the same award, but this time to a functional area manager. This year's recipient is Ms. Amber Houff. Amber Houff, NADEP FAM at NSWC Philadelphia, is an exceptional leader transforming the acquisition workforce. Her strategic vision, collaborative spirit, and unwavering dedication to ELE development have significantly enhanced the NADEP program, yielding quantifiable results and fostering a thriving community. She embodies the core attributes of the Art Diaz Award, making her an ideal candidate. Congratulations. All right. Next is the Acquisition Professional of the Year Award by Functional Area. These awards recognize civilian and military individuals acquisition coded in the functional areas whose achievements best demonstrate outstanding leadership in their acquisition functional area and provide improved effectiveness in the Department of the Navy. These individuals demonstrated exceptional leadership in acquisition, applied innovative acquisition techniques, and resourcefulness that will enhance their command's effectiveness and support the customer's mission, demonstrated superior acquisition skills, and epitomized the Department of the Navy core values. For business cost estimating, this year's recipient is Mr. Michael Masotov. Mr. Masotov is enthusiastically nominated for the Acquisition Professional of the Year Award in Business Cost Estimating while dual-hatting as Assistant Program Manager for Cost Analysis for Program Manager Advanced Amphibious Assault and Acting Assistant Program Executive Officer Landing Systems. His highest priority was cost estimating and analysis and support of contracting for full rate production of the Advanced Amphibious Combat Vehicle 30 millimeter variant. Congratulations. For Business Finance Management, this year's recipient is Ms. Jessica Cairns. Ms. Cairns is awarded the the Acquisition Professional of the Year for Business Financial Management for exceptional meritorious service. Her accomplishment in remediating notification of findings and recommendations regarding Global Combat Support System Marine Corps were critical contributor to clean audit opinion received by the Marine Corps. Congratulations. For contracting, Mr. Gary Trimble. Mr. Gary Trimble has established himself as one of the Department of the Navy's premier contracting leaders. As a division head for F-35 air vehicle systems contracts, he distinguished himself by leading a team through a tireless negotiation for lots 18 and 19 F-35 air vehicle production, including tri-party engagement with more than 25 subcontractors. Congratulations, Mr. Trimble. For engineering and technical management, this year's recipient is Mr. Gregory Coulter. Mr. Coulter uses innovative acquisition techniques and resourcefulness during the integration of new Starlink, Starshield, proliferated low Earth orbit satellite communications on VH-92 Alpha Patriot presidential helicopter, enabling the rotary wing aircraft to become the first in the world to fly with this game-changing technology. His disciplined risk reduction approach also resulted in VH-92 Alpha Starlink Starshield system performance exceeding the objective requirement and the existing legacy SATCOM capability. Congratulations, Mr. Coulter. For life cycle logistics, this year's recipient is Ms. Jacqueline Hayner. Ms. Hayner successfully built a highly effective logistics team that developed essential products, including a meticulously crafted life cycle sustainment plan. Her effective management of logistics funding requirements and spares funding were crucial in enabling the MUX Mail program to achieve its initial operating capability. Congratulations, Ms. Hayner. For program management, this year's recipient, Ms. Jacqueline Baker. Ms. Baker expertly led the award of an unprecedented $3.9 billion indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract, a key enabler of training systems and simulations long-term acquisition strategy. Her leadership, warfighter focus, and acquisition expertise has been on full display on the international stage that is unique to the F-35. Congratulations, Ms. Baker. And the final acquisition professional of the year is for test and evaluation. This year's recipient is Commander Christopher Poutre. Commander Poutre distinguished himself as a world-class leader and exceptional test and evaluation professional while serving as commanding officer of Air Test and Evaluation Squadron 31. His superior acquisition skills, developmental test acumen, and leadership have empowered 25 test aircrew to plan, schedule, and test for 12 ACAT-1 programs, improving the lethality and survivability of the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps warfighter. Congratulations, Commander Poutre. Next, we will recognize the ACAT 2 and below Product Support Manager of the Year Award. This award recognizes a product support manager at the ACAT 2 through 4 below the Senior Executive Service or Flag General Officer rank, whose achievement in acquisition best demonstrate outstanding leadership in the acquisition field and provide improved effectiveness. This year's recipient is Mr. Todd Porter. In addition to improving readiness, Mr. Porter, his product support strategies yielded cost reductions of $70 million. Supporting the wartime acquisition sustainment and support plan process, he led 2 tabletop exercises, culminating in PMA 209 being the first PMA within NAVAIR to develop a wartime acquisition response plan that focused on increasing air combat capability in support of P2P threat. Congratulations, Mr. Porter. Next is the ACAT 1 Product Support Manager of the Year Award. This award recognizes a product support manager at the ACAT 1 level below the Senior Executive Service or Flag General Officer rank, whose achievements in acquisition best demonstrate outstanding leadership in the acquisition field and provide improved effectiveness. This year's recipient is Mr. Matthew Payne. Matthew Payne provided exceptional leadership, technical problem solving, and financial acumen as a product support manager for the Persistent Maritime Unmanned Aircraft Systems Program Office. By incorporating Get Real, Get Better practices to understand the problem and focus on the outcomes that matter to the fleet, Matt led the Degrader Action Cell team to address availability and reliability by linking the Flightline Naval Sustainment System